Okay, AMC's The Walking Dead has made some headlines saying they might either introduce a new character who will end up being gay, or they'll have an existing character be gay. With some people saying it's probably going to be Daryl. The weird thing with it being Daryl is he has shown really no sexuality to this point. I was trying to think back, I remember like in my video game, like he kind of had a thing with Carol, but I don't recall them ever actually like touching each other or sharing anything except for like, romanticized glances. And I was thinking, well, from the other side, I remember I think Merle occasionally called him like, my brother's not a sissy, is he? I mean, that's about all he's really had that can make you think one of either of the two directions. The bizarre thing is if he is revealed to be a gay character, if it changes the way his character is, if it changes his mannerisms, that's going to tick off some fans. Because we're used to seeing Daryl one way. Doesn't matter if he likes dudes or he likes women or he likes nobody. Daryl is Daryl. If he's revealed to be gay and doesn't change his character, because we're going to go, he's gay, it got tacked on, no big deal, don't care. Except for the people who are very invested in him being a gay character. Then all of a sudden you're like, well, he's gay, we didn't change him at all. Should it have changed him? He's the same character. Just now you know one more bit about him. It shouldn't really change anything he's going to be doing. We haven't seen anything that would suggest that after having watched him for 4 seasons that he's going to change his character at all. And then it's Wolf introduces a new character. I did find out that apparently having a lesbian character means nothing. So having lesbian characters in the TV show, no Matt's an eyelash, no one cares. So to quote a comment that I saw on Yahoo, scissors are fine but not swords. They introduce a new character. Well, if he doesn't end up being with the main group, he's just going to be a background character. And then people who are tuning in to see this new character are going to be like, oh, he's a token. And then I was back and I was like, well, they haven't done a tremendous amount when it comes to relationships in this show. I mean, yes, you can see you had Rick, Laurie, and Shane, which was a large amount of the earlier episodes. Because it was more Rick trying to find his kid. Okay. You have the baby's a constant reminder. Okay. You have Maggie and Glenn. Okay. And also had Merle and Carol. I mean, you've had quite a few people who were married at the time that everything went down, and most of them have watched their husbands die. Or wives die. So lots of people really tend to not have actual relationships. I mean, I'm still surprised they didn't do anything with Daryl and Michonne. Take 2 of your strongest, most BA characters and have them have a relationship. They've got the ability to do more of that, but given the situations, it made sense when they'd find a new group that there would be a couple with them. That makes sense. You tend to survive in groups. But when they're constantly on the run, they really didn't have the time to go through a lot of it. It was, we're at the farmhouse. Okay, it's a more controlled environment, you can fight the zombies easier, you could see having relationships. If you're on the run with somebody, your first thought should be the constant need for survival, not relationships. When they're at the prison, it made sense. It had a much more greater feeling of normalcy. When they had the governor in the city, it made sense. You had people who actually had a sense of community. The amount of survival they had to do decreased, so it would make sense to focus more on relationships. Now they're currently captured by a group that may or may not be cannibals. Probably not the best time to be like, oh, hey, Rick, what's up, Daryl? I don't know how to quit you. Rick, what? It's Brokeback Zombie. So they have a really, really fine line between having it not be something that is entirely obtuse when it comes to the show, but also have it not be so acute that people all of a sudden are like, oh, it's a huge fanfare for it. Oh, it really didn't mean anything. And if they do it with Daryl, that's like tap dancing in a minefield. There are characters who are so invested, people who are so invested in the character of Daryl, that things like this could probably be really, really impactful to the show's overall ratings, which of course could also affect its overall longevity.